Hello, my name is Chase Rayberg, and I am a consultant with Crown Consulting. Our team of hard-working individuals has worked long hours to create the following recommendations for the University of West Georgia's counseling services. By the end of this presentation, you will know our company background, why you should work with us, and how we can help you. But first, meet our team. We have Douglas Bell, our Chief Information Officer. Myself, Chase Rayberg, I'm our Chief Technology Officer. Ashton Jackson is our Chief Financial Officer. Armani McMiller, our Chief Executive Officer. And William Cowan, our Chief Operations Officer. And next, we have Ashton Jackson with our company background.
Hey, my name is Ashton Jackson, and I'll be presenting the company background and values. Crown Consulting was brought up in 1966 and is now the most prestige consulting firm in the world. Originally starting as King Consulting in Atlanta, Georgia, and then merging with Queen Consulting in Tokyo, Japan. The two companies started as door-to-door consultants, offering special business advice to new or struggling businesses in or around their hometown. Crown Consulting specializes in management, communications, and team consulting. We as a company help our clients make significant and lasting improvements to their performance and realize the most important goals. We value honesty, integrity, commitment, and delivery. We are straightforward by the numbers in all our dealings with clients, candidates, contractors, and employees. Our mission statement is to ensure that we provide the right resources at the right time to maximize our clients' business potential. We want to be the biggest and we want to be the best. At this point, I'll be turning over the presentation to Doug Bell, who will be presenting the Statement of Need.
Hi, my name is Douglas Bell, and I'm the Chief Information Officer for Crown Consulting. Today, I'll be presenting the Statement of Need. Thank you, Ashton. As most of you know, the Counseling Department of the University of West Georgia provides free and confidential counseling and support services to all students. It aims to create a welcoming environment for students as it expects to encounter students from all different walks of life. So the department is pivotal in the success of its students, as college is known to be extremely challenging and stressful. While the counseling department is revered as one of the best departments on campus, it does acknowledge that there are several areas that it can improve in. It is evident that their image has faltered in recent years as the demand for services continues to increase. From personally speaking to the director, she has advised us that student traffic has increased by over 25% since last fall. So by not meeting the demands of students are then becoming even more hesitant in seeking help than they already are, as most students are afraid that they will be judged by their peers for potentially having mental health issues. So by implementing proven techniques that Crown Consulting has used for decades with several Fortune 500 companies, we plan on solving all of the counseling department's problems by attacking its concerns head-on. Additionally, the internal audience of the counseling department is solely comprised of employees, 8 of which are counselors. So Crown Consulting intends to enact several plans for the internal audience in order to create more efficiency. Lastly, our culturally diverse team will aid in the training of the department's counselors due to the need for improved multicultural competencies. A recent report suggests that in 2017 to 2018, UWG continued to maintain its diverse student population. So 49% of students identify with a minority or ethnic and racial group, and 66% of students are women. So by hiring Crown Consulting, employees, directors, and students will benefit from our proposed recommendations. The overall well-being and performance of this department is crucial to stakeholders, as the counseling department's expertise is imperative to students who are suffering from mental health issues. Based on our track record, statistics show that our company has a 98% satisfaction rating by previous clients. Of those clients, 57% are reported being extremely satisfied with our strategic initiatives. So in conclusion, Crown Consulting is fully prepared and capable of assisting the University of West Georgia's counseling department by improving its overall image, internal and external communications, and student participation. At this point, I would like to introduce my partner and esteemed colleague, Will Cohen, who is our company COO. Thank you.
Hello, my name is William Cowan. I'm from Carrollton, Georgia, working for Crown Consulting. Over these slides, we're going to be going over the current internal and external communications, how they can be improved, a SWOT analysis of the counseling services at West Georgia, comparison of other counseling services around the nation to the one we have at West Georgia, and that's going to be it. Next, we're going to talk about how the Counseling Center currently communicates internally and externally. Internal communication within the counseling department consists mostly of email, telephone calls, and face-to-face communication. Email being the most used one by the Counseling Center, both internally and externally. The counseling department communicates with their employees mostly through email, as well as an effective way to communicate with students and employees of the Counseling Center. The only problem with that is there has to be other ways implemented to deliver messages and communicate within the department as well as with students. Another form of internal communication currently used right now is telephone calls. Also a great way to communicate. However, there is missing face-to-face interaction, and you can build relationships a little more easily over the telephone. However, it can be a little more difficult than if you were to be face-to-face. A few of the external communication ways that they've been communicating outside of the department is also email, being the main one, sending out newsletters, giving students information about what's going on in the Counseling Center and how they can schedule an appointment. The Counseling Center is also using social media to try and get their name out there as far as advertising the counseling service page. Counseling Center is reaching out as far as getting their name out there on social media through West Georgia social media page and students. Another way that they're externally communicating is through pamphlets, by walking around on campus, getting face-to-face with students and handing these out. And this was honestly a great way to build relationships with students much more easily and effectively. Next, Crown Consulting has prepared a SWOT analysis, which for short stands for the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that the counseling department may have. Uh, One of the strengths is social media interaction. To get students to events on campus is going to be very easy to do. All you have to do is get that out there, get students informed, and let them know what's going on, and you can very easily have participation that way. Opportunities, very easy to build relationships within the campus and with the faculty to students that they interact with every day. And huge opportunity for more social media interaction in the way that they can promote it more on Facebook, Instagram, any of those West Georgia pages that they have to get their name out there and be more easily identifiable by students. A few of the weaknesses are little interactions that they have with students. So right now the counseling center only has interactions with students if they schedule an appointment with one of the counselors there, which could be an issue, and you have a wait period for appointment after you schedule it. So many students want to have the opportunity to walk in and be able to talk to one of their favorite counselors that they feel very comfortable talking to and trust with the information that they may be giving them. A few of the threats that they may have is the counseling center is going to be accountable for students dropping out, and there's other counseling services that may come into play that are not the one that they would like students to use, which needs to be the one on campus that they feel are the most trusted people that can give students the best advice for what they have. To get an accurate gauge on how the counseling center stacks up against similar organizations, Crown Counseling has prepared a comparative analysis comparing counseling services to other organizations that are like it, such as the UGA Counseling Center and the South Carolina Counseling Center, both very successful counseling centers at D1 colleges across the nation. So what we found is UGA counseling centers have two separate facilities, one dealing with more severe issues such as medication and mental instability, while the other is for less severe cases and more for students who need guidance or recommendations in whatever way they may see fit. UGA counseling services communicate daily with people on their website. Everything that is on the website is documented, dated, and kept current by the staff. If the UWG counseling department mimicked a website similar to this that students can sign up for and easily talk to staff members and is kept up to date, maybe a more relevant website. South Carolina Counseling Center has a psychiatry branch that works with the counseling department. By doing this, psychologists and psychiatrists work within the department and are familiar with one another. This eliminates the potential for communication being misconstrued or lost by students to psychiatrists that West Georgia is not familiar with. We feel that West Georgia Counseling Services should allow or follow this to make communication from students to doctors more easily understood, and this is how we feel. In conclusion, Crown Consulting has provided positive adjustments to the department that could improve communication with students and faculty. We feel the center will run much more effectively and improve if they follow suggestions and attempt to imitate very successful counseling centers at Division I colleges, which we've referenced. We look forward to seeing them grow and thrive. And lastly, we're going to have Armani presenting recommendations and conclusions. Thank you for your time.
Well, as he said, my name is Armani McMiller, and I will be presenting our recommendations in addition to the conclusion. Our first recommendation to improve the overall image of counseling services is to renovate the office area, to revamp the waiting room, and to create a more warm and inviting atmosphere for students to feel comfortable. And also to combat the cold and uncomfortable feeling that has been described by some students. Our second recommendation to strengthen external communication is to increase face-to-face interaction between professional staff and the student body, to build a stronger relationship and open up a student's willingness to communicate via email, social media, even phone call. Our third recommendation to increase student involvement is by implementing programs where students and professional staff are both outspoken and interactive about all forms of counseling to increase understanding among students. Hello again, my name is Armani McMillan and I will be presenting the conclusion. In closing, Crown Consulting is extremely confident in our ability to deliver results within the next fiscal year by increasing student involvement by a minimum of 30%, which will enhance your department's overall image.
During this time, we will address your questions.
Why would working with your consulting company be a smart and/or investment? Well, Crown Consulting. Fucking shit.
My name's William Cowan, and I'm here to answer the question of what do you believe are or the counseling service long-term potential is compared to other departments or organizations that we've looked at. After looking at the department and giving it a review, it's going to be very easy to grow long-term and short-term for that matter if these face-to-face relationships are gained and the counseling service continues to get out and build relationships with not only the students, the faculty, and all people on campus that you see.
Okay, the question was how much time and effort will be needed to put the recommendations in place? Well, we at Crown Consulting estimate from 6 months to a year to achieve full results and effort. We recommend 100% effort.
That's a great question. So for our fourth question, the question was, what risks are involved if we use your recommendations? While there are risks involved with almost everything in life, Crown Consulting has done its research and due diligence in order to reduce the potential for much risk and the probability of occurrence. So we've identified actions and steps needed to implement a mitigation strategy, and our results show that the risk is well worth the reward. Thank you.
For the overall takeaway, Crown Consulting is just like other companies striving to be the best. The difference is that we have strong working relationships with our clients, experience over the years, and statistically proven tactics that improve productivity over time. These attributes make our company be the most prestige consulting firm across the whole world. Crown Consulting is the best investment for your company in this century. The name is big, the reputation is worldwide, and we carry the crown for consulting.